Good morning, I'm Rajesh. Welcome to Say It Loud. Our topic for today is empowered nurses. Our discussion for today is a hot topic among nurses, especially during this pandemic.
Do you hide in the darkness, or you're the kind of nurse that say it loud? Hi, this is Marika, your host, and you're watching Say It Loud. To start with, let's define what's professional empowerment.
Hello, I'm Navdeep, and this is Say It Loud. Empowerment is a social process of recognizing, promoting, and enhancing people's abilities to meet their own needs, solve their problems, and mobilizing necessary resources in order for them to feel in control of their lives. As discussed by Burkhardt et al., professional empowerment is built on the foundational elements of personal accountability and support of the nursing colleagues.
So, what make you feel empowered though?
For me, I feel empowered mainly because I have control over my own life. It is also empowering to receive positive feedback with my efforts at work. It makes me feel valued and appreciated. It also feels empowered whenever I gain new skills and knowledge, as well as new experiences and learn from them.
We prepared a video based on the real life experience of professional empowerment. So let's see how these real life heroes fight for what is right. Watch this.
I feel so frustrated. I brought my own mask and used it at work, and the manager came up to me and gave me a word. They were telling me that I'm making everyone nervous, including the patient. I brought my own because the PPE is locked in the cupboard. Only the admin can decide when to use them.
I'm so scared. Bringing this virus to my family. We are so confused about how this virus spread. And I know this won't spread via air or droplet contact. And we need PPE, especially if the patient is coughing. I'm planning to quit this job. This is so unsafe. And I'm so stressed thinking if I have the virus or not. Especially when I got home to my family. And the director of care did said, I'm overly dramatic.
I'm going to post this on Facebook so everybody knows how stupid this admin is. I suggest that we step out of our units and go back to work until they provide us the PPE that we need. I can't work without a PPE.
Whoa, hold on guys. I'm so sorry. I'm Nita, and a member of this Facilities Practice Council, and together with other members, we gather regularly to improve nursing practice. I'm sorry, but I overheard your experiences. I know that this time is very challenging for us, knowing that the administration controls the use of PPE. I just came from the council meeting, and the team as a whole decided to talk to the administration and present the scientific proof that PPE protects the nurse and protects the patient, which is the core of why this LTC exists. We will let the administration know that there will be more damage in the future, and nurses will be impacted and patients, making this LTC crumble to the ground.
That doesn't work. Marie, the member of the council, has done nothing. I think we will need to solve this on our own. We will tell it to the public, how the nurses are being treated here.
Marie is doing an excellent job representing your unit. Also, we will present to the administration the procedure and guidelines on the use of PPE and the recycling procedures so that they know that nurses are responsible and liable. The team will also advocate that the unit assign a nurse that will serve as a safety officer who will monitor proper hand washing and PPE use. And what a perfect timing! Dan is here. He is the union representative.
Union? They're just here for the money.
Oh, hi guys, Danny here. I'm the union rep. I'm so sorry for the misinformation, but the union does not operate that way. Let me show you a video on how the union operates. Watch this. Our strategy is to represent you and make sure that you are being heard. Posting this issue online and whistleblowing is the least of our strategy as of this moment. Also understand that liking someone else's disrespectful comment is like commenting yourself.
That's right. The Practice Council and the Union is working to make all your concerns presented and your rights implemented. Danny and I will be going ahead to the office for emergency meeting.
Before we go, I would like to remind you about our town hall meeting on Friday at 7. We will talk about our collective agreement and how do we protect your rights. Always remember, united we stand.
Please join if you will. Become part of the Practice Council and make a difference in this facility.
See you guys. Let's go ahead, Nita.
Now I kinda get it.
Just a minute ago, the Practice Council, the Employee Union, and the administrative official had a meeting. The Practice Council also presented a scientific explanation on the possible spread of new coronavirus to the team. The team also presented a guideline and policies on the use of PPE and the recycling procedure. As a member of the administration, we are impressed with how our nursing leader deal with our issues. The administration also recognized the effort of the union to advocate for the right of our nurses. And it's just proper for the administration to respond quickly. All the guidelines and policies regarding the use of PPE and the designation of safety officer is now approved and implemented immediately. The administration will also seek a source of fund and supplies for the PPE. Thank you for your commitment to protecting our patient.
There we can see nurses working as a team to address some issues. Of course, you will see nurses who are empowered and those who are not. Marika, can you tell our viewers what the skills for enabling empowerment are?
Effective communication, active listening and reflective listening, thinking and acting both locally and globally, approaching the patient as an equal partner, and using collaboration and negotiation.
Of course, there are barriers to empowerment, which are very evident in this video. Did you spot one? Empowerment may include taking risks to move beyond what is known or perhaps comfortable to the unknown. It's like thinking outside the box or going opposite to the flow, which can cause anxiety and fear. Not everyone is comfortable doing that. Other barriers to empowerment may include lack of knowledge of resources, lack of trust between healthcare providers and patients, lack of time or training. If a person doesn't know that what resources are available, they cannot feel empowered. Similarly, social, economical, or political barriers, they set a certain type of expectation from professionals and devalue them if the professionals tries to take different approach.
Professional empowerment is amazing. The result of being empowered are fascinating. It makes us act responsibly and provide an opportunity to develop a different persona and capacity. When we are empowered, we all go the extra mile to prove what we believe. In other words, we are willing to take risk in any given circumstances. As we all have seen this video, the very idea of being empowered is to promote teamwork and being interdependent.
In the video, you can quickly identify the empowered nurses and the ones who are what we call the victim. The qualities of an empowered nurse can include being honest, maintaining autonomy and expertise in practice, being future-oriented and goal-driven, and being socially skilled and able to promote a positive working environment. I quote, "Empowered nurses are more likely to see themselves as stewards. On the other hand, nurses can feel disempowered in their work settings. Instead of being empowered or enacting emancipatory nursing actions, they may choose a victim stance, which renounce power to the system, or they may challenge the system." Attitudes of nurses that enable empowerment are: view the nurse as an advocate, partner, facilitator, and resource, surrendering need for control and developing an attitude of collaboration and mutual participation in decision making, and accepting patient decisions, respect for patient and their choices.
Whistleblowing, which is mentioned in this video, is interesting. It can be described as speaking out about unsafe or questionable practices. It's like a wake-up call. When do we blow the whistle? Canadian Nurses Association states that whistleblowing should be only considered after all other ways of addressing a problem has been tried. 3 things need to be explored before blowing a whistle. First, there must be serious or potential harm to the public involved. Second, one must have reported the issues or events appropriately through the hierarchy of their organization. Finally, and most importantly, the whistleblower must have evidence or be convinced that the act in this manner will bring the positive or desired change.
How do we become empowered and how to facilitate empowerment? Communication is the foundation of empowerment. When it comes to empowerment, it is essential that we must use our ability to listen carefully. That means nurses must have the ability to seek the idea of a speaker, which is called reflective listening. They also need to listen actively, which is another quality they must possess. Empowerment also involves knowing the values of self and others and a thorough understanding of others' socio-cultural background. Nurses can empower their clients too. In a nurse-patient relationship, empowerment means respecting clients' choice and understanding their socio-cultural background. Power sharing and interactions that are mutually beneficial make clients equal partners, and that is very important for being empowered.
So Rajesh, what principles of ethics that stand out that impacted you while watching the video and discussing professional empowerment?
Beneficence and non-maleficence. The principle of beneficence is applicable when nurses work for the benefit of their clients. It allows nurses to build a trustworthy relationship with the client. The 2 significant dimensions of these principles are doing what is fair and avoiding situations that can harm clients. In the given scenario, the nurses oppose the idea of management preventing the use of masks in the outbreak unit. However, the nurses know that this can harm them and their clients, so they raised against the management's decision that endangers everyone. When we talk about clients' safety, it is imperative to discuss the principle of non-maleficence. This principle strongly emphasizes the safety aspect of client care. The nursing home management's reluctance to provide masks ultimately impacts the client care and safety.
I like how empowered the nurses to fight for their rights, as well as they handle the situation professionally.
Wow, what an amazing discussion we had today. As we all learned about empowerment and how to be empowered, we now know that we should always discuss our concerns and issues with someone. Solution is out there. Sometimes we need little help to find it out.
And that wraps up everything for today's show. I'm Rajesh, together with Marika and Navdeep, saying good morning and say it loud.
Good morning, everyone. This is Lara, and here's the breaking news. The College of Nurses of Ontario published on their website a statement and acknowledges that these are unprecedented times in healthcare. According to the college, they understand that nurses are stressed and concerned about maintaining standards of nursing practice. The CNO also reminds healthcare workers that standard of care are always considered, and standard of care will evolve with the dynamic nature of the pandemic to include resources that may be scarce or absent, like masks, that are necessary for nurses to wear during care of patients. The college told nurses and other healthcare workers to reasonably comply with the directives of the Chief Medical Officer of Health, follow workplace policies and procedures pertaining to the management of COVID-19. On the other hand, the Canadian Nurses Association published a document. In that document, nurses can wear the same mask for multiple encounters with patients of the same diagnosis to extend the use of masks for up to 6 hours, according to WHO. According to CNA, the delivery of healthcare is a shared responsibility, that the provision of safe, ethical care is the responsibility of all stakeholders, including nurses and healthcare providers and other leaders. CNO reminds the employers that they have a duty to protect and support nurses and provide them with sufficient protective equipment that minimizes risk to nurses. CNA also emphasizes that nurses have a professional duty to provide safe, competent, compassionate, and ethical care. And nurses have the right to refuse to work in situations where the risk cannot be managed or reasonably mitigated, resulting in an unreasonable burden. Going back to Lakewood Long-Term Care, the administration decided to cooperate in delivering safe and quality care that protects the patients and the nurses. According to the latest news from that facility, they have implemented guidelines and procedures in the use and recycling of masks. And that's the breaking news for this hour. This is Lara, and be safe.
And that's the end.
I smell A+.
You smell A+. How do you feel about the videos? Let's start with Rakesh first.
So there are a lot of work in this group work what we have done here. Started by Domino. I believed in all of you. That's how we were able to do this, make it happen like this. And I believe that Domino has done a really good job, and Marika has communicated, and everyone has participated pretty well. And we have really worked hard to make this happen.
Aimee, what is your role?
For start, actually for the script writing, the script writer already gave us the role, right? But for the first part of the when we were deciding who's gonna be designated for those responsible for the roles, I think we decided what role we are comfortable with.
So as far as you remember, Navdeep, how did we make our decisions? Like, how did we come up with this idea?
Because there was an example given by the instructor that we can do the role play or we can make a PowerPoint, but everyone has to speak at some point. So I think that day I proposed, okay, let's do something like this, and on our first meeting, and that's how we come up with this whole role play idea. And yeah, it was good, and everybody was on board. Nobody said that no, I can't do this, we can't make it, or anything. Everyone agreed. That's why I think that's why we were able to make it.
Ask Marikar. So is there a conflict that occurred when we planned, and how did we resolve it?
We're starting to work on the project, and we cannot reach Lara, and she doesn't reply to our messages. So and then after we move on and submit our contract to our instructor, then she's there.
So did everyone agreed or disagreed to have Lara on board?
Well, we had a discussion, and then we weighed the situation, because of course she's also our colleague, and we don't know what's happening to her. So we give a consideration.
Got her on board, and everybody agreed to that. We're like, okay, let's give her a chance. Maybe she was really stuck up at work or something, and now she's gonna catch up. And I'm glad that we all decided to go ahead with that.
Now I would like to hear from Lara.
I am so grateful that I am part of this group. Everyone is so amazing and brilliant and intelligent.
So Benita, tell us about your contribution to the video as well.
In the video, my role was administrator. To be honest, this was my first role play. There was lots of challenges, especially whenever I start to do my video, my kids are around. This distracted me a lot. My husband helped me a lot to take care of kids. So I tried my best.
Now I'm gonna ask Paula, can you describe the mechanics of our group on how did we collaborate with each other?
So we come up with this beautiful presentation. First, like, we really have a careful preparation with your experience, Domino, you shared with us. The best thing about your script, it's very detailed. Like, even the file name, we have to put it correctly, and then it says where to move. So even though, like, because of the pandemic thing, we're not able to do this group project in person, but it seems like we're doing it in person, right? The best thing about this group is we shared leadership. and everybody is a good listener. And we ask relevant questions.
And now I'm gonna throw this to anyone who would like to answer. Is the action that we did in the video that fights for their right, is that the thing you would do in real life?
Definitely.
Definitely, as nurses in Ontario, we are expected to have safe, ethical, and practical nursing care.
Let's give Rajesh the floor to end our meeting for today. Do you have any last, like final words, Rajesh?
So it's like I understand, like Domino had to work day and night to make this happen. They believed in you, and they worked harder to make this happen. Marika has communicated with everyone, and she collaborated timely. So that was the most beautiful thing about this, and that this group work was pretty an amazing experience.
Again, how about Marites, our assistant leader? Yeah.
I just want
Go
to
ahead,
say
Marita.
thank you guys. Great job.
So thank you so much, guys, for participating. Can we all shout, say it loud?
Say it loud.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.